Bang! Needs Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're going to be checking out the new Vosteed Nightshade, now with thumb studs and Nitro V Steel. You guys know I love Nitro V Steel. We're also going to be talking about what makes this knife so good. What is so good about a SHILLIN cutter, which is what this knife is. This is a SHILLIN cutter. It almost has somewhat of like a kukri style blade shape, and we're going to talk about why that's so awesome and what's so good about it. Now, as far as the Nightshades go, there are a bunch of different versions of this, from a flipper option, a whole deployment one, now we have a thumb stud one, and there's even another version coming very soon. I'm not gonna spill the beans, but something else is coming very soon that you guys might just like as well. But this knife has really good thumb stud action, super snappy. All the Nightshades have been really good. I don't think there's been one that I have disliked. I think the one that do not have the flipper tab are the better ones, because the flipper tab tends to push you back a little bit, even though the flipper tab one's really good, and I do have a full review on it. But this blade shape, why is this blade shape so awesome? Well, it points at everything you're gonna cut. So if you're gonna do a utility cut, it's the tip is pointing at, you know, whatever you're cutting, so you're getting all the leverage down into the tip. So it makes utility cutting really, really good. Now, if you're gonna slice, right, if you're gonna slice long term or making long cuts, this traps materials like a recurve without it being a recurve. So it's gonna trap the materials and help you get really good extended cuts or repeated cuts. You know, it has a lot of slicing or cutting performance due to the shape. You know, it just kind of helps pull materials into the belly without it slipping over the belly. Also, it's easy to sharpen. Because it's not a recurve, you're getting the benefits of the recurve without it being a recurve. So it's still gonna be pretty easy to sharpen. Next, if you turn it around and you wanna cut straps, it traps that too. So it's gonna be good at cutting in every single direction. So you can snag ropes with it because it has the blade shape that helps you grab things. So you can grab the rope and yank back, and it's gonna trap the rope in this section, not letting it slip over the belly, making it cut really, really well. So basically, it's just gonna be a super versatile blade shape that just works for just about everything and excels at most things. You know, even if you're gonna cut a rope, you can cut it straight down because the belly's right there. You know, you basically have access to every part of the blade that makes it very useful for just about any situation. And then when we have Nitro V Steel, that's a steel that has great stainless properties. It is very, very tough, and it takes an incredibly sharp edge and a fine edge, and it holds it pretty well also. So not only does it take and hold a good edge, but it's also very easy to strap back. It's a steel that's very responsive to stropping, and it's easy to sharpen. Now, it's not going to be the longest lasting edge retention, but because it's so easy to strap and maintain, you can keep an edge going for a very long time. And man, they take incredibly sharp edges. Now, it has a crowned spine on it, which is a nice little touch. Beautiful jimping. The jimping's really good. It's not super sharp, but it is effective. The micarta scales and micarta handles, very comfortable. Almost has a little bit of like a pistol gripness to it because of the blade shape, you know, leaning forward, which I personally love. And the clip is inset with flat screws. Very good clip. The clip works great, but it's not reversible. So that is the one downside. Lots of milling on the inside. Like I said, great action. Very good access to the lock bar. Very, very smooth on the drop. Basically false shut action. I think the pivot collar looks really good. I'm sure there's different there's so many different versions of this. So if you like different colored micarta or different deployment option, there's a ton of options when it comes to the Nightshade. Now, negatives, right? Let's get to some negatives. One, T6s, don't like T6s. I want to see T8s across the board. Next thing is the sharpening tool and plunge grind. It's okay, but I do wish they made it bigger. You see where the plunge grind starts, you see where it ends. You only have about 2 sharpenings before you hit the plunge grind, maybe 3 if your angle is a high angle, but if you put a low angle edge on this, it's only going to take 1 to 2 sharpenings and you're going to hit the plunge grind. Now, you can cut in your own if you wanted to in the future, but I just prefer it to come from the factory. Other than that, I really don't have any negatives. This is, you guys already know probably, because I featured the Nightshade on the channel a lot, and I've raved about it and raved about it. It's just a a fantastic EDC knife that functions really, really good for most things. So there you guys go. There is the new Vosteed Nightshade. Like I said, there's another version coming pretty soon. Until next time, peace.